When you think that you are done, you're only 40% into what your body's capable of doing. And that's just the limits that we put on ourselves. If you can see yourself doing something, you can do it. If you can't see yourself doing it, usually you can't achieve it. I always remember that, when I was younger in life, things that were hard or difficult, you sometimes back out of and you quit. And you wake up the next morning just feeling horrible. And for me, it's a feeling that I will never experience again. I'd rather leave it all out there or not go out there at all. But in this sport of suffering like everybody has to, you win. Just crossing the finish line, you win. My motto is show no weakness. At the start line and in between, like miles 60, 70, 80, and 150, when I cross the finish line, I don't look pretty much the same. I much rather, fool the competition and go out there and they're like, man, Goggins looks so strong. But inside, I'm just broke down. In a race that's so long, you hit several walls. And every time you hit a wall, it's a big deciding factor in that race or in your life if you're not running. And you have a decision to make. Either you can stop at that wall or you can go parallel left or parallel right. You're looking for that door. And when you get to the door, you have another decision to make. Should I open it or should I keep it closed? If you keep it closed, you made the decision to quit. If you open that door, you made a decision to carry on and continue on with your journey or your mission, whatever you're on. And I always open that door because once you open the door and you go through it, your mind resets and it gets you a few more miles. I can't even describe it to you how you feel when you know you're going to complete the hardest thing you've ever done in your life. But the second you realize you're not going to give up, your body gets back in tune again and you're ready to go. I have those mental blocks all through the race. But that's when I smile too. I signed up for that race to see what kind of decision I'm going to make. And that's why I do it. And usually it's the decision to keep on going forward. I have to experience life, and that's how I experience life.
Yeah, we skip that phase of suffering and pain and go right to the enlightenment phase, and that's impossible. You can't do that. This is gonna suck. 'Cause I was just losing the weight, all that shit to try to be a Navy SEAL. I was just going back to my third hell week. All those insecurities are coming back up, going through my third time. I would basically tell myself, hey man, you're on the right path. You're on the right path. Just keep your head down and don't look up because the ending's way, 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 way far away. Just keep your head down and plow through. My biggest piece of advice I give everybody, man, is don't be afraid to be judged. Just don't be afraid to be who, and this is the honest God's truth. What got me in so much trouble in my entire life was I was so insecure. My life made me so insecure that I became afraid to be judged. And when you become afraid to be judged, you become afraid to live. The very first step that I took was literally going into my bathroom and looking into that dirty mirror and calling myself out. Whatever life did to me, whatever people who bullied me, whatever my dad, my mom, whatever I did to me, no one was coming back to save David Goggins. I had to realize that, okay, man, this is my rucksack of shit. And now I gotta carry this mug a long way. And I gotta start emptying it out. And it's just about you against you now. And ain't nobody coming back to save you. God's up there, but God's gonna look at you, smile and say, what are you made of? That's what's gonna happen. That's how I look at my relationship with God. What are you made of? Let me see now. You're gonna be fine. It's gonna hurt. You're not gonna wanna do it. You're gonna cry. You're gonna suffer. It's gonna be horrible. But it starts in that accountability mirror of, if you're fat, you cannot say anything besides that you're fat. If you're lazy, if you're a liar, if you're a cheater, if you're on drugs, if you're whatever you are, you must look in that mirror and be brutally honest with yourself and call yourself out for what you are and what you're not. And put sticky notes up on there about what needs to be changed. And every day of your life from now on moving forward, it starts with that accountability mirror about how am I going to change my life for the better. Well, the next step now is you got to now start fixing one of those problems. So for me, I had, God, dog, man, I had so many damn problems, man. I still have them today. It's about facing. So let's say you're fat. What has caused you to eat too? So now you got to investigate this. A lot of people just don't have an eating disorder. A lot of people eat for comfort. A lot of people eat for depression. A lot of people eat because of their childhood, whatever. You got to now see, why am I depressed? Why am I here? People want to say, well, I need to work out more and stop eating so much. Yeah, that's how you fix that. But if you don't fix the damn root cause of the problem, which is usually a mental problem, you are off somewhere in your mind. Somewhere made you insecure or not happy. Something in there has caused you to be this way, and you're compensating it by eating too much damn food. You know, you lost pride in yourself. You lost confidence in yourself. It's all these things. So it's never as easy as, I need to go to the gym, hit the weights, and stop eating less. That may solve it for a second, but is it a permanent fix? I'm about doing permanent fixes so then you can move on. So it starts there. It starts one step at a time. It also starts with me. I lose 106 pounds in 3 months, less than 3 months. I couldn't take on that 106 pounds. Be proud of the small steps that you take along the journeys. So don't be like, oh my God, I only lost 5 pounds in 8 days or 20 days. No, be like, hey, I lost 5 pounds. Be proud of the fact that you're moving forward and not moving back. That's step 2. Small victories. Human potential is within us all, but it's not within us all if we continue to fix our lives on a surface level. Like, for instance, my last year and a half, 2 years of being a SEAL, they sent me down to Great Lakes. I was all jacked up. My health was all messed up. I'm down at the Great Lakes teaching these guys how to, getting them ready to be Navy or go to BUD/S. But the same amount of guys were quitting. And I didn't understand that until I got deep into the problem. And, these guys were faster swimmers, better runners, better at everything than we were. But they were still quitting. And I got down to the root of the problem. We were building bigger, stronger, faster quitters. Why is that? I realized that, man, we weren't doing the one thing we had to do more than anything, which is develop the mind. We have to develop the mind. We didn't crack these open. What makes a person like this get through that? It's not the running, it's not the swimming, it's not the Olympic ability. It's the human mind. So once I started cracking that open, I started realizing, man, people have got to believe in the mindset that the most powerful weapon is the mind. But we don't use it enough. It's too noisy in this world. We don't use it. So it falls by the wayside. Your brain isn't a muscle. It's not a muscle, but you have to train it as one. If you stop doing pull-ups, pull-ups become hard. If you stop running, running becomes hard. If you stop mentally challenging your mind, you become soft. And so that's what it's all about. They have no idea how much we all want to quit. I mean, I think that's the thing about it, man. Even today at 43 years old, man, every day I wake up, man, I want to quit. I want to retire every day of my life. So that's the thing about it, man. Like, you don't get to this some higher place in your mindset where it's just set in stone and you're good to go. Why every day? Why Goggins, are you still battling every day? Because every day I want to still quit. You know what? You don't have to do it to the level that I've done it at by any means. You don't need to go out there and break yourself off running 200-mile races and doing pull-up records and going through BUD/S and Ranger School and all that shit. But you do have to examine yourself, and you have to examine yourself on a very physical and mental level. It is very important to push yourself to a point where you want to quit very badly and examine yourself there for long. And instead of quitting, In that moment, examine yourself. In that moment, it's not 1 or 2 moments throughout life. And it's not every day. It doesn't need to be every day, but it needs to be periodically. You need to tap into what you're capable of, and you have to also. Everyone must go back to the beginning. Everyone has to do that because everyone has a story. And if you think for 1 second you got away clean, you're lying to yourself. No one gets away clean. You are here for a reason, Goggins. And I'm not going to leave you alone until you do this. Until you go this way, I'm going to be in your ear. I'm going to make you feel worse and worse and worse and worse until you do what I put you here to do.